What do you do? Who do you talk to? Who are the people that surround you when you are going through your difficult times? How do you deal with it? Suicidal thoughts. It is a permanent solution for a temporary situation you're going through. Sometimes it's not about your faith. Sometimes it's not about the religion. It's just freaking about the fact that your mental health needs to be taken care of. Like sometimes you just want to go to a freaking therapy so that they can help you. And I think that's fine. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, my name is Oluwa Adeyemo, and on this channel we keep it positive. Like, let's talk about positivity. You can talk, speak your mind. Nobody's judging you. We try not to judge people. That's the whole point. So let's dive into today's video. Ooh, today's video is going to be an interesting one. It's a topic that's been on my mind and I've been kind of diverting away from it one way or another. Yeah, I don't think I really know how I'm going to approach it. I didn't prepare anything, so let's just talk about it. It's a topic. Why not? Let's open the floor so that we can talk about it. Let's dive into it. So what I have for you guys today is that, what do you do? What's your ritual? Who do you turn to when you're going through your difficult times? It's tough. I contemplated whether to talk about this or not. And I feel like, why not? Especially, there was a particular situation that happened last year in Naran, and I felt like if only this particular somebody had someone to talk to, you know, if only there was. I know if it's bound to happen, it's bound to happen. But what I'm saying is that as Nigerian Irish, as an African, whatever you want to call it, African Irish, I grew up in an household or in a culture and a community that doesn't allow you to be vulnerable, because I feel like you're expected to be strong every time. That's what I feel like. You're expected to be strong. You're expected to be go-getter, to be fighting and keep going for everything you wanted. Everything is meant to be good and rosy for you, but it's not always the case. And I've come to a conclusion that, yes, I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to take your time. I'm just going to bring us back to story time, which is literally my life in 2018. My life in 2018 was very tough. Not only did I ended up in the hospital, but at the same time, I went through a phase, career-wise, that I felt like there was no coming back. Like, the going gets tough. Going forward gets tough. Going backwards, it's a no-no. So it's more like a stagnation. And it's like, how do you explain it to people? Who do I run to? There's a song by Escape, I think, that says, who shall I run to? Da, 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 da. I don't really know the song very well, but I like it. Like, who do you run to? What do you do? What's your ritual? How do you get through tough times? What do you do? Like, let's keep it in the comment section. Message me if you want to, because I don't like you guys messaging me. Keep it in the comment section, but if you want to message me, message me. But in 2018, it was tough. At the beginning, I got sick. I ended up in the hospital. In the middle of the summer, I was doing one of my professional exams, and that was one of my toughest subject or module. Like, I'm just gonna touch on it in terms of what I learned and how I'm still here, right here with you guys today. So I always say to myself, if one person can hear one thing from what I'm about to say today, then I'll be happy. Then I'll be glad. So in 2018, I was meant to do one of my module. The exam is in around August, but it was one of the toughest for me. I don't think I even understand that module today. I just don't get it. I don't think I ever get it. but it's more like I need to pass that exam to be able to get my professional certificate. And I think combine that with going to work 9 to 5:30, starting lecture at 6, finishing lecturing around 10:30, getting back home, and the cycle starts all over and all over and all over again. The pressure on me, the pressure that was on me, going to lecture, working and going to lecture during the weekend. Sundays are for lectures also. I just felt like I had no life. And then I said, is it worth it? And one thing I realized now, looking back on it, is that I don't think I even gave myself the opportunity to be like, Ife, you can do it. I don't think I did that for me. I don't think I ever looked at me and be like, let's go for this professional exam because I know that you're worth it and you should earn it. I feel like I went for it, perhaps because all my friends were going for it. I went for it so that my parents can also say, oh, our daughter is a chartered accountant and all them jazz. I don't think I prepared myself mentally, because when I looked back, going for my professional exam, I think what I said to myself, now looking back on it and having done the whole process that needed to be done, and the reason why I'm standing right here with you guys is because I think mentally I was saying to myself like, you're not enough. You're not worthy of that professional exams. Because honestly, I won't lie to you, and I kid you not, I saw it like a mountain, like a huge mountain that I couldn't climb or that I couldn't crumble. It was just impossible. I saw it like a mission impossible. And I kept saying to myself, why in the name of God would you go for this? Now I realized that that was affecting me. What I said to my mind comes into reality and came to hunt me down. And it did. It came to literally hunt me down, to drag down my confidence, to drag down my vibe. It literally just dragged me down. I don't think I trusted myself to be good enough to go for it. I don't think I was worthy of it. And because of that, my mindset was not right. If I believed that I was good enough to go for it, trust me, it doesn't matter. Even if I had failed it, I think I would have been fine. But I never really I didn't give myself the opportunity to even fail before I started panicking or I started feeling like it's too much. It wasn't too much. But one thing I also learned is that I didn't talk to people. I realized that I never really used the resources, the people around me. I didn't really think that much worthy of myself. You know the way they say that it's how you carry yourself that people will approach you. If I believe that I deserve this, if I believe that I'm good enough for this certificate, if I believe that you can do it, my mindset will be right. So regardless, I wouldn't have been pushing myself any other way. But another thing I learned is that I wasn't, how do you say it? I don't think I accepted that I had an issue. I just thought the world was against me. And hence why I took certain steps. I didn't commit suicide because I'm right here with you guys. But did I think about it? Yes. Yeah, I thought about it. I thought about the possibility of not going through the battle of life, not having to fail this exam, not having to shame my parents or my family. But is that good enough? I ended up in something called therapy, and that would be a whole new jazz. Because I feel like in the community that I grew up in, for some weird reason, admitting that you're in therapy is a problem. Admitting that you've been to therapy is a problem. No, I don't see it as that. I see it as your strength. I'm talking from a better person perspective. If you're telling me back in the days, I probably wouldn't. But I'm talking from a perspective of it's okay. It's okay for you not to carry the weight of everybody on your shoulder. It's okay for you to block out the world for a second and take care of you. It's okay for you to realize that I'm actually going through a difficult times and I feel like I can get through it. Talk about it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Yes, call me a weak person. Yes, call me a chicken. I don't care. All I know is that the reason why I'm standing here today was because eventually I admitted that no, I have a problem and I have to deal with my problem. If I didn't, I would not be here today. And I think it's okay when we admit that we go to therapy. Like, you have God, don't get me wrong. But sometimes when you're going through your difficult times, I didn't even see God. I didn't see Christ. I see nobody. And I feel like even though I didn't see Christ, Christ was fighting for me. Because the only reason why I didn't pull through during that time, we can talk about it now. Don't worry, we can talk about it. It's in my past. The only reason why I never went for it was because I realized that it was because God was with me, and was because God made me realize that if I can bring it through El and Sketa, I can also bring you through these exams. You'll be fine, you'll be grand. Even if you fail, you will bounce back. But the whole Ifeoluwa wouldn't have accepted that. The whole Ifeoluwa feel like, oh my God, I've always been there to fix other people's problem, and now I'm in problem. I can shout out, I cannot scream and call anybody to come. Oh, sorry, I'm in problem. Can you help me? Can I talk to you? Any of my family will tell you if it doesn't talk. Like, I may have a YouTube, I may be on social media, but they will tell you that I don't talk. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to be vulnerable. I don't know how to let myself out there. Even though I can listen to others. It's a bad behavior. But I'm trying to get better, because I look at how much people that surround me loves me and how much they would like to have been there for me at that point in time. When I gave the testimony in church, in my church here in Minute, I think I cried. And one of my sisters, Sister Funshaw in Taiwo, she's on YouTube, she literally contacted me and she was like, Auntie, please don't ever, like, if you needed someone to talk to, call me. My big sister, my brother. Like, people look at Benny, I always say it, Benny looks like my junior brother. He's my junior brother, but Benny is much more like a big brother to me, because the stuff, the knowledge and the wisdom that God has impacted in his life is something. So you can't write them off. Sometimes I will talk to Tife, I will talk to Yemi, and the wisdom, the words that comes out of their mouths is enough for me to keep going. Do you get what I mean? And hence why I'm bringing it here. You as a person, what do you do? Who are the people that surround you? Are they actually your confidence, the people that you can go to during your darkest hour and wouldn't judge you? I am blessed. I'm blessed with people that doesn't judge me at all. And one key thing, if you didn't take anything away from me today, one key thing is that it's probably going to be a topic for another time, but one thing I learned in therapy is that suicidal thoughts, it is a permanent solution for a temporary situation you're going through. I kid you not. I went to a youth program yesterday, and I'm so blessed for my dad's church. And I'm so blessed because one of the youths said, can we also include a topic where you actually talk about transitioning from being a teen to adulthood? And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because the community we grew up in, they actually did not get you ready for adulthood. You are put under pressure to always be perfect, as if you shouldn't be going. I would have loved if my parents shared their darkest hour with me, the point where they feel like there was no God. See, I went through a lot in my life, I kid you not. So even the flashbacks during my difficult time in 2018, God actually showed me in flashbacks my journey to Highland, the batches that I didn't even know that it was for me. You see, when we were seeking asylum, and now you have a job, you're doing like, what is it for me not to be grateful for? But that has nothing to do with God. Sometimes it's not about your faith. Sometimes it's not about the religion. It's just freaking about the fact that your mental health needs to be taken care of. Like sometimes you just want to go to a freaking therapy so that they can help you. And I think that's fine. I think go. Don't let anybody judge you or think that you're less than. You are not. Actually, I think it's stronger if you go for it and you're still standing here today and you're not battling with any demons that you were battling with in the past. That's why we can talk about it today, because I really don't care. I nearly thought of it. I nearly do it, but I never did it because I'm still here. And every time I think about those darkest hours, and props to my mom. I always say it. Margaret Adeyema had this angel that follows her. I say that angel is Zulu Fufu. That angel actually tells my mom what's going on. My mom may not see before I do something. My mom already know. It's not good, but it basically is. It's the way my mom operates. She knew I was going through a tough time. My mother, from one way or another, she knew. And this is how much I don't talk. I didn't even get through to my pastor. I did not tell my pastor here in Minute what was going on with my life. But my mother called my pastor. My pastor showed up in my house. And that was the story. And she said to me, I think after it, she said to me, when are you ever going to see this man as a father? And I didn't think I realized that I have never, like I took daddy as a father, but I don't think I ever like go to him and actually pour out my heart. And it was since then, and that was my mom. That was what she did in that situation. And she constantly checked up on me. But you end up in therapy, you go through the session and you realize that it's okay. It's okay for you to admit that I have a problem. It's okay for you to admit that I really don't know how to go back. That's the little knowledge I have today. I feel like we should keep this conversation going. What do you do? Who do you talk to? Who are the people that surround you when you are going through your difficult times? How do you deal with it? I'm sure we all have a story one way or another, but I hope that my story has helped you to know that it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fall short of God's glory. It's okay to feel like there is no God. It's okay, because at the end of the day, you will realize that regardless, the fact that you have this life and you can breathe is worth it to take the set and fight the battle that is meant to be there and fulfill God's purpose for your life. It's actually good. It's okay. But God didn't promise us that there will not be ups and downs. There will be. It's only because it's how we handle it. That's how we go for it. But that's all I have for you today. I hope that it touches one or two people. But yes, difficult times are times. How do you handle it? I still remain Ifeoluwa Ateyemo. Remember that God loves you, love thyself, and spread the love to others. I will see you in my